So I think we can start.
Yeah, I guess we can. So first of all,
you can introduce yourself, maybe.
Okay, I will introduce myself. So my name is Renaud, as my pseudo, and so I'm originally from France, and I'm basically the CTO of like Ichibo company in Japan, and I was living in Canada before, and then I moved to Japan 2 or 3 years ago. And I met Jocelyn, which is the actual CEO of Itsubo. And so we both work on Sougen, the project. So I will let the boss talk about this.
So I am Jocelyn, I'm the CEO of Utsubo, and we are now making Sougen. So first of all, I would like to thank everybody for like joining the alpha. It was so fun to see everybody like trying to climb. I mean, as we said just before, it went pretty well.
Yeah.
There is a lot of things we want to improve as fast as possible, but definitely there is no major issue on the alpha, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, just a smartphone, but then as we said before, the event was kind of like desktop just for this one.
But thank you so much for all your comments, all your feedbacks. There is like many bugs, there is many like good things. I'm pretty happy like people have like a good time in Sougen. So as you might read in the Medium, that was the first alpha one. So there is only one minigame on this one, and then we are going to add new minigame for the phase 2. So maybe I think we can start to answer the question, because now it's almost midnight in Japan.
It's almost midnight in Japan. It's super late, and we are still in the office. Yeah, so that's kind of okay. Let's go. So Suguru-san, do you have any plans to improve the movements such as jumping? Which platforms do you plan to play on? So about the movement. So yeah, for sure, like the first alpha, the main thing we did for the alpha was to introduce like a tons of analytics, not in terms of like your information and stuff, just about your device, such as like how much FPS do you like frame per second do you run, like what's your type of device, kind of GPU, CPU you have and stuff. And so which kind of like controls sensitivity you are using and stuff. And so with all this information, we'll basically adjust every settings for the next alpha. So that's kind of like what we really want to do with all this alpha, is just like to make as smooth and as like perfect for everyone as possible.
Yeah, I think like a lot of products in crypto, they are not very like into UX design, user experience, sorry. So it's something like you need to test with users and get feedback, because definitely if you are working on your alone and you are not trying with real people, and then there is so many points you won't see the first time. Yeah. So definitely like the alpha we are doing now is going to help us to improve Sougen as much as possible. And I think like people will get even better experience the next time. And just to answer the platform we plan to play on. So as you know, like Sougen is a web-first metaverse, which means we are running on the browser. And so it means like if you have a computer, like a PC, a Mac, an iPad, or a phone, Android, iOS, is going to run on every device. Like the only logical way to go when you are doing metaverse is like you must be accessible in every device as much as possible. Like if your friends are like inside of the metaverse and they want you to join, you must be able to join like just with your phone, and then you go back home and then you put your VR headset. So I mean, it should be like many ways to enjoy the metaverse. So definitely we want to be in as much platform as possible.
Yeah, I mean, like for everyone, I'm sure it was like less than 10 seconds to join in, and so it is. And then the onboarding must be like 1 minute, and then beam you're inside the metaverse, which is like I think the big major like key about like web first metaverse. That's why we want to go there. So then to answer about like, could you please talk a bit about performance of Sougen thus far on smartphones? So basically so what we'll do based on like what we saw today is actually we started because we are like developing on really nice devices, and also which is like the really big difference with the event was like where there's like really a few amount of people, like there's only the developers in the room, and so what we'll do is like we'll actually start the game with kind of low quality settings with maybe not so many messages, like as few as possible, maybe only your friends and stuff. And then if you want to go like further, then you will be able to like show like a super high quality and like this kind of stuff. But yeah, I think that's definitely the move because people are not, we just like understood that people are not too used to like go to the settings and be like, okay, let's, it's lagging, let's like reduce the quality and stuff. So we'll just set the quality to low by default.
And yes, to answer the second question of, I don't know how to read his name, but like
Shadowboxer.
Shadowboxer, sorry, yeah, thank you. So what will be some of the notable difference in the user experience for those who own NFT and for those who do not? And definitely what we don't want to do, because we want to make Sougen like quite game focused, like we want to, because we are making our own physics engine for Sougen. So definitely we are going to be able to make like much more interesting games than probably other metaverse. I mean, it will be the strength of Sougen, I think. But we definitely don't want to make Sougen pay to win, because nobody like pay to win, I think. So definitely NFT is going to be like, especially for skin, like for the design purpose. Also, like as it's mentioned in the white paper, you know, the ancient, the avatar you are using now in the alpha, will be only reserved to the NFT holder after we open Sougen. So now you can enjoy the design of the ancients, but definitely it's going to be reserved for the NFT holder. And there is many things we want to do for the NFT holders, probably like VIP room.
I mean, just for the skin, thinking about like, everyone loves like League of Legends skins, you know, like you love to have skins, like Counter-Strike, like these kind of video games, like where you have skin. Just imagine like a platform like secured with NFT where you can just like sell your skin like properly, you know, not through like a weird like kind of platform. Like on League of Legends you can't even do this, but that we are kind of like, this is just like one part of like how it could, we could use NFT, which is awesome. And then you are sure your skin are like secured. Which is,
and I think there is one important point is like there is many like metaverse or game, they are going to say like, if you don't own an NFT, you can't enter the game. You can't enter the metaverse.
That's no.
Which is something very sad, because you want to have your friends come, and so definitely something we don't want to do. Like NFT holder, they will have a lot of advantages, but like we also want to be very like welcome to everybody, all the community. And I think this is what's going to bring more value to the NFT later. So I think it's like a very good strategy. Just to answer then the question of Lucius Polpica. So having an example of microverse built by independent professional might be a good way to showcase what builders are able to do on Sougen. So I think if you don't know this company, it's called Dreamwave. So it's quite a very famous company in USA. They are doing microverse. So they're not very into like metaverse or like crypto.
I will say not yet.
Not yet, definitely. But if you check like Dreamwave, they're doing a lot of very interesting experience for like big brands like Xbox. They do some kind of video game awards. So definitely something we are trying to compete with. We are competing with them. And there is a lot of things we think we will be able to do in the metaverse.
But yeah, we plan to like collaborate with a ton of like potential brands and stuff into the metaverse to do old events and stuff, because we're really building kind of like a microverse builder. It's literally like Sougen is all about this. It's like we are not building, like we are also building a metaverse, but kind of like, you know, we really want to give the power to the user to build their own metaverse. That's really what we're aiming for.
So another question from Arun. He's curious about like the blockchain related aspects, and especially about the tokenomics. And I think like tokenomics is like a very important discussion inside of Sougen's, because at first we were thinking about like making the tokens quite early in the life of Sougen, and we just realized how much it's important to have a very good token, because if you don't have a good token with a good like utility, I mean, it's just like taking the money from the user and you just like make them lose money. This is not what we want to do. We want to make like the community like very strong. So definitely something like the token is going to come like later, way later, when it's ready. And definitely we have a lot of things to build first. We have like the builder of Sougen, we have the Gen World, which is the main metaverse. We have the microverse like system, and we have all the like NFT marketplace to do also. So when we are ready on all these like steps, definitely we are going to make the token. I think at this point of the life of Sougen, then it will make sense. Everything is going to make sense. And like all the utility of the token will make sense. And I think, it's not something you want to rush.
Yeah, the vision, it's kind of like you first need like the metaverse, which is like the main world. And then like into the metaverse, you will be able to join all the microverse of the user, which is like basically like there will be some building if you buy a land, where like if you like click on the building, you can join the microverse of the land owner. And so then when you have all this ecosystem, then it makes sense to make like a whole like tokenomic system.
So another question about like the whole metaverse of Sougen by Septile. So he would like to know more about the land. So if it's going to play, like if it's going to help player to get like P2E, play to earn. And if we will airdrop some land to the NFT holder. So it's something like we are definitely thinking about dropping land to the NFT holder. We need to figure out the system, what's like fair and what will not be very good for the whole economy of Sougen. But definitely something we want to do. About the land, there is a lot of things we think we will be able to build on top of your land. So it's going to be like you can build a NFT gallery, many games, and we want to try to find some kind of system to reward people. Like if you are doing a good like experience in top of your land, then definitely you will get some like reward in terms of token. So definitely what we want to make about, Sougen should be about like user experience. A good user experience means like people will come to Sougen, means like your land, your NFT is going to increase in value.
What was the main inspiration behind Sougen as a concept? What about design with art, music? Man, Cuddy. So the main inspiration behind Sougen, like for sure, if you know me, I'm like really into always kind of creating like 3D Japanese type of world, because I wouldn't say obsessed about Japanese cultures. That's more like Jocelyn that is obsessed. But I really like the chill vibe of like Japan, and this is why we're like I'm living there, and we are kind of like the same with Jocelyn. That's why it's actually going super well with this company. What I will say is like, so we like really chill vibe, and so about the main inspiration, I will say there's like mainly two games, which is Sky and Journey. But so main inspiration, Journey and Sky, like that's for sure. That was like maybe 10 years ago video game, I think. Like that's kind of 10 years old video game, and that's like, but obviously like that's pretty obvious when you see the game. And about the art and music, it's kind of in the same vibe. It's like the continuity of like the chill vibe. You need like chill music, and like we just want something you feel like resting. But in the future, we want to do all type of microverse. So what we might do really like as fast as we can is like to make kind of like the opposite of this world, which is like maybe like a neo like futuristic kind of like Akira type of ambience, like some really like I will say fucked up like experience, like really the opposite of the chill vibe that we have right now, because we want to show like the potential of the whole metaverse we're building. We don't want to stuck with just one type of like vibe.
So another question from Basras. So Basras, like, itsumo arigatou gozaimasu. So why did you decide to do the Sougen project in Japan? So I think that Bruno just almost answered the question about why Japan. So we like really love Japan, like the culture, like the one very good point about Japan is like the talents that are in Japan. Like there is so many like very good designer, like very good 3D artists, like very good developer. and they are quite close to. I mean, they are not very open to the world. But I think everybody loves the Japanese culture in one way or in another.
Yeah, and weirdly enough, we both believe that there is really a similar type of culture in France and Japan. Like when you work together with Japanese, you really feel as a French person, you kind of feel that connection into in work. We really love not perfection, but when things are well made, and we always push forward this to aim for this. Yeah,
exactly. And just to answer the second question, sorry, I'm going to read it again. So is Sougen a P2P service like the EPFS protocol? So technically now Sougen is quite I'm going to say centralized. We have all our server using Firebase, we are hosting everything.
Yeah.
So definitely something now, if you want to decentralize everything, all your metaverse, it's not going to really work pretty well. I mean, you won't be able to provide the best user experience. So I think now it's quite early. If you want to decentralize everything, it's not going to be nice to use. But definitely something we want to do in the future. We want to decentralize as much as possible. So again, also, we are also thinking about doing open source. Sorry.
Yeah.
Definitely, it will be much later in the future, but it's going to take time. We have to adjust with the current technology. But something we are focusing on.
So for the last question, how can we contribute on a project as a developer?
So right now, it will be a bit difficult for us to open. As we said, we are going to open source Sougen much later in the future. But what we are going to do is the builder of Sougen, which is probably one of the most important part of the project. We want to make people able to build their own world, to build their own avatar. So definitely, if you think about I don't know, Azuki or the Bored Ape Club, I mean, they are very good. They are very good artists. They are making very nice character, but they don't have the skills to make their own avatar, to make their own metaverse or microverse. And this is something we want to answer. So we want to make a builder for the Azuki team or for other small NFT project or big NFT project to make their own, to use Sougen as a platform to make their own avatar and to make their own world and to allow their community to just enjoy same as you did today, just enjoy time together, having some games, having some chats, and having the skin of their own NFT. But so just to answer the question, right now you can't really contribute to the project as a developer, but in the future you will be able to do it.
In the near future it will really, especially be right about when we'll start the builder, which is actually the main thing about Sougen is first we're just building the base, and we believe that it's close to right now we're on the feedback phase of the base, so it's already the base is made, everything is ready even for the open metaverse, because we made all the zone system and stuff. So the next big step will be the builder. And for the builder, we really want to we want a dedicated team for this and to open source it as soon as possible. So all the other NFT project and stuff will be able to collaborate with us and contribute to the project, to the builder.
So I think that's it for today. Sorry, it's very late now in Japan. And we had a very big day. I mean, it's been more 6-7 months nonstop working on the project, but we are so happy with the result. Thank you so much for all the feedback you get, all the love you gave to the team. We are so happy about it.
Also, don't worry, your score has been saved. So for the people that made a super score, we'll come back to you, and because right now it's on Twitter it's only 999, but that was a front end issue, so we still have the real score you made.
So I think that's it. Thank you so much, and see you for the next session. It's 1 day, something like that. Less than 1 day. We are just opening again the Alpha 1.
So we'll try to fix as much as possible issues that we had today.
We will improve everything. And thank you so much for
thank you
coming.
so much.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.